Siddhartha Khemka, Head of Research, Wealth Management and Motilal Oswal Financial Services is now joining in. Siddhartha, thank you very much for joining in. First, if you could share your thoughts on Cipla and the deal that they've struck with Eli Lilly. It also helps the company diversify. Cipla was known for its respiratory, the drugs. And now this is an innovative way for the company to diversify marketing and partnership for one of the most, fastest growing drugs. And India is known as the diabetes capital of the world. So what have you made of this particular partnership?
Yeah, hi, good morning, Rima. I think if you look at the way Cipla has got into this agreement, I think the entire weight loss drug, the semaglutide, the GLP-1 opportunity is huge market for India. A lot of brands are waiting in the pipeline to launch their products, so waiting for approvals. And I think Cipla, it's an innovative way to tie up with one of the innovators, Eli Lilly, and launch the brand. We have already seen the Mounjaro's sales picking up in Indian market. So definitely it would add to the overall business. Right now, I think it would be a very small percentage of the overall business, but nonetheless, I think it's a positive step for Cipla because if you look at the core business, the India consumer business, the penetration, the distribution that they have, that would only enhance Eli Lilly's sale of this product in India. So we are taking this as a positive, but as I said, about 2-3% revenue and about 1.5% of profitability that could be added by this product alone.
All right. Hi, Sid. Good morning. Good to see you, Ben. Sid, what about, the aluminium stocks? Now, overnight, there are two news flows that have come in there. One is that aluminium prices, LME prices have moved to the highest we've seen in the last 52 weeks at around $2,850. The other factor is the commentary that came in from Alcoa. They're saying that the Midwest Premier, that's moved to more than $1,500 per ton, which is more than offsetting the negative impact of the tariffs, which will be a positive read-through for Novelis. Your take on the aluminium stocks, and what do you like? Because all of them, though we term them as aluminium stocks, all are very, very different. Nalco, they have that alumina play. Vedanta, obviously, they have all those base metals in there. And Hindalco has a play both on LME prices here in India, and overseas they have, the play with regard to Novelis in terms of a converter. So your pick.
Definitely. Hi, good morning, Nigel. I think that's definitely a positive development for the aluminium companies. And as you rightly highlighted, bulk of most of the stocks, they are very different in the nature. Nalco is a pure alumina company based out of mostly a domestic story. Vedanta is a much diversified conglomerate. And I think Hindalco is the best play to get into if you are looking at aluminium. I think earnings are pretty stable, and even Q2 we are expecting a steady quarter from Hindalco, both from the domestic as well as the Novelis business. Novelis, I think the numbers are picking up. Profitability has been improving, but I think the domestic business, that is where the robust EBITDA contribution is helping them. So I think overall the medium to long term outlook for Hindalco remains strong, supported by the progressive capex plan, and even for Novelis with the surge in global aluminium prices, H2 could be seeing as a much better recovery, and hence I think of the aluminium stocks, we remain positive on Hindalco. We have a buy rating and a target price of 890.
Siddharth, you want to comment on the conference call takeaways, and what is the call that you all have on Laurus?
Definitely, Rima, I think pretty strong numbers. We saw healthy momentum both in the CDMO plus the domestic formulation business. The earnings cycle, we believe, is intact. We have upgraded the earnings estimate by about 10 to 11% for this year as well as next year, and we now forecast a 50% earnings CAGR over the next 2 years. So we believe that there is an improved ARV prospect, steady uptick in the CDMO business, and higher generic business as well. So overall, we remain very positive on Laurus, and we have assigned a buy rating with a target price of 1110. So almost 20% upside from current levels.
What happened in Birlasoft yesterday? You would have heard Hormuz, 10% up move, volumes highest that we've seen since to January of 2009. while there was optimism, and a feel-good factor for the entire IT space, Birlasoft was a rocket.
So Birlasoft we don't track, so I have no views on this company.
Okay, all right. Sid, you track Eternal quite closely. And the numbers, initial reaction was very good. Then a closer look at the numbers said, well, that guidance towards profitability seems to be, not top of mind. They're looking more at volumes. Now, you also have Reliance. It's turning the heat on with regard to the quick commerce side of things. The commentary that's come in there. What is your view on Eternal? From the recent peak, the stock is down 10%.
So yes, Nigel, I think if you look at the numbers, Eternal, the food delivery order value, that came below our estimates. But I think the Blinkit contribution margins, that sees a sequential improvement to 4.6%. And I think that is where the turnaround story is. And Blinkit aims to achieve 3,000 stores by the end of this financial year, by Q4 of FY26. I think the entire quick commerce space is definitely a lot more interesting and could see more competition. Reliance getting in is definitely a stamp of approval that this space is not only high growth but could be profitable in the long term. Hence, we remain positive. The kind of network that a Blinkit has built, it's a leadership position, and I think it will be very difficult to replicate, especially in the urban areas where they have not only have the first mover advantage, they have the brand, they have the user base, and they have the algorithm set in for the tight inventory control that they are setting in. So overall, we believe that it's the Blinkit offers once in a generation kind of opportunity to participate in the disruptive industry such as the retail, grocery, e-commerce through the quick commerce delivery model. And hence, we believe that could continue to see strong growth. Near term, there could be pressure, but from a long-term perspective, we remain buy. And for a one-year target price is set at 410.
Sid, morning. What about the banks? The banks that are out to raise capital. Federal, I mean, we've heard from RBL Bank now. Now, let's see what Federal's plans are. I think it's today's, board meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, today, right? Yeah, so we'll know more. That's the next pot that's stirring. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think mid-sized banks, they have started seeing the kind of growth, and even Federal for Q2 reported strong earnings base. NIM performance was healthier and better than our expectation. And I think overall, the growth that the business is, the business momentum that improves. The bank has definitely worked hard to improve to lower the cost of funds, and that is helping the NIMs going forward. So what we believe is that overall growth currently is driven by the gold and the CV portfolios. MFI has also seen some improvement. But going forward, I think a lot of the MSMEs, the business growth that will come up, and for that, the retail lending and the business growth, the bank needs to shore up the capital. So definitely, we are very positive on Federal Bank. The entire mid-size banks looks interesting in the current environment with the asset quality now stabilizing, the cost of funds that lowering, and NIMs bottoming out already happening. So I think Federal Bank, we are expecting almost ROEs of 1.2% and ROEs of 12.8%, and we expect a steady growth going ahead. Hence, we remain positive. I think the fundraise will be a positive step to drive the growth going forward.
Okay. All right. Siddharth, we'll leave it on that note for this morning. Thanks very much for joining in. You have a good day, and we'll connect again soon.